the Bandit Bill Rossi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at ringside in the second bout of what is going to be a tremendous night of professional wrestling as the Northeast Wrestling Federation continues to bring you the top wrestling stars locally here from the Northeastern area and from around the world. This match pits the Bandit, Bill Rossi, against newcomer Jeff Ladd, and this should be a tremendous matchup as well. However, Jeff Ladd is going to have his hands filled with the Bandit, Bill Rossi, who is never at a loss for words and for wrestling tactics. Okay, nice heads and scissors by Ladd. They're back up on their feet. Bill Rossi now. You got to admire Bill Rossi. He has seen so many ring wars and knows everything when it comes to winning. He knows what it takes. He knows what to do. And he usually prevails. Jeff Ladd, blonde-haired newcomer from Lynn, Massachusetts, having to go up against the Bandit, Bill Rossi, probably one of the most vicious wrestlers in all of this northeastern area. Okay, they tie up center ring and the Bandit with a quick rake. The Bandit raked him, and now a tremendous forearm to the head of Jeff Ladd. Oh, wow, he leveled him. Trying to get him up for the suplex. No, unable to. The Bandit trying again. Jeff Ladd prevailing. Now it's going for that side suplex. Oh, nice maneuver by the Bandit, Bill Rossi. Jeff Ladd victimized by the Bandit, robbed by the Bandit. So many wrestling dreams have been robbed from wrestlers when they meet the Bandit. Okay, a little retaliation by Jeff Ladd now as the Bandit stalking. Oh, he bulldogged him. Did you see that? He just took him and ran his head down, straight down into that mat. Jeff Ladd's head reddened. Big leg drop by the Bandit, Bill Rossi. Jeff Ladd, oh, that's what you mean. He has so many moves in his repertoire that no matter what it takes to win, he's going to use it. Paul Richard, once again, our referee, checking for the chokeholds. Center ring, Bandit Bill Rossi and Jeff Ladd. The Bandit got that chokehold and side headlock. Now what's he going to do? Uh-oh. The Bandit. Oh, and Jeff Ladd able to wrench his way out. Apply a couple of big elbows to the midsection of Bill Rossi. He staggered the big guy, 290-pounder. Hard whip off the ropes. Oh, and a big clothesline. Big clothesline to the midsection. Sends Bill Rossi down. Here's the cover. Count of two only. Oh, well, the capacity crowd here at Annunciation Hall in Roslindale saw it. I don't know if you people at home did. The Bandit looked like an obvious low blow to the lower midsection of Jeff Ladd. Okay, hard whip off the ropes. Going for the side suplex. Oh, and a back-breaking suplex. Over for the reverse cover. Count of two, count of three, and that's it. The Bandit, Bill Rossi, is going to be victorious in this match. Let's go up to ringside for the official announcement. Bandit Bill Rossi.
Hey, I'm right here with Tony Ulysses, the man that won the Battle Bowl Cup. Killer Kowalski, first annual, that's right. Right here. The man in Malden, that's right. We got him right here at Revere TV. We're going to tell you the time slots to watch us. Empire Pro Wrestling, that's right. The best of the best is on from 9 to 10 at night. And I believe Legends is on from 8 to 9. So watch them both, and we'll be right here with the Battle Bowl champion, the Sweet Soul Brother.
The one and only. The one and only.
Woo!
Country, Idaho, at 235 pounds, here is Hillbilly And introducing secondly, he was led into the ring by his manager, the Fabulous Rose. He hails formerly from New York City, now from Boston, Massachusetts, at 225 pounds, here is the Kingpin. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Hollett back at ringside, and we've seen two tremendous matches so far to begin this show, and this one should be no exception, as it's the Kingpin in the white tights against the Hillbilly Tom from Potato Country, Idaho. And this should be quite an interesting match, as the Hillbilly can handle his own, but the Kingpin looks like he's ready to really make his mark here in the Northeast Wrestling Federation. Okay, they tie up center ring. Look at the leg strength on that Kingpin. He's just trying to force the Hillbilly back, but the Hillbilly is the one who gets the advantage and forces him to the ropes. Looked like the Kingpin was just really testing Hillbilly just to see what he had in him. Tremendous leg strength on both these wrestlers, but the Kingpin in tremendous shape. Referee Paul Richard motioning to three. The Kingpin, just for good measure, levels a quick chop to the chest of the Hillbilly. The Hillbilly has the Kingpin in height, but the Kingpin is some 10, 15, 20, maybe 20 pounds, even heavier. Oh, nice arm drag takedown, quick. Hillbilly back on his feet. Nice side hip toss. Hillbilly down again. Over him, oh, big elbow by Kingpin. And a big boot for measure. Those size 12 boots into the side of the Hillbilly. Hillbilly Tom. Okay, both wrestlers now. Center ring. Motioning the Kingpin. He wants more of Hillbilly Tom. Oh, nice reverse arm hold. Hillbilly Tom with that wrist lock. Behind the back wrist lock. Oh, nice reversal by the Kingpin. Oh, nice leg trip by Hillbilly Tom. And a nice leg lock. Oh, and working on that legs of the Kingpin. Big knee to the midsection by Hillbilly Tom. Here's the count. Only a count of one. Referee Paul Richard doing an admirable job here under adverse circumstances, as you have some of the top wrestlers in all the Northeast area here, and many of them do not want to play by the rules. Okay, nice armbar being applied by Hillbilly Tom. The Hillbilly. Working on that arm of the Kingpin. Kingpin, though, still seems like he hasn't really exercised everything that he has within himself. He seems like he's just continuously checking out the Hillbilly just to see what he has in him so then he can make his mark. And there's an example of what I mean. Nice maneuver by the Kingpin, but that arm in obvious pain after the Hillbilly was working on it in a big elbow. Here's the cover. 1. Only a count of 1. Again, working on that arm, Hillbilly Tom. And a knee to the back. And another. And another. That can really knock the wind out of a wrestler. Both wrestlers now centering. Hillbilly Tom applying that arm hold on the Kingpin. Many people have called the Kingpin one of the odds-on favorites to become #1 contender for the coveted Northeast Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship belt. Sends him for the ride. Hard off the ropes. Here it is. Oh, and a big forearm clothesline chop sends Hillbilly Tom down. Oh, and a driving headbutt. He drove that head hard into the midsection of the Hillbilly. Now working him back up on his feet. Kingpin in control of this match and has been, in my opinion, throughout. Working on that arm. Hillbilly wreathing in pain. Right in front of us, Hillbilly Tom slow to get on his feet. Kingpin calling him on. Now making his move. Both wrestlers clench into the corner. Hip toss. Hillbilly Tom, red. Face, chest area, completely red. Count of 2, a quick cover. Okay, Hillbilly Tom on his feet, holding that back. His chest is red, his face is red, but yet he's a gamer. He's from potato country, he's from Idaho, and they breed him tough down there, and he'll give it all he has. Kingpin can be assured of that. Called him up for some good 3 or 4 seconds. He held him up and drove him down hard into the mat. Here's the cover, 1, 2. Oh, and just able to kick out. Nice maneuver by Hillbilly Tom, able to kick out of that which seemed like a sure pin. I think he even surprised the Kingpin. Okay, both wrestlers now. Hillbilly Tom still with a little something left. Oh, and there's a big Irish whip into the corner. Hillbilly Tom wreathing in pain. Oh, vicious knee into that midsection. And another one. And the Kingpin. Referee Paul Richard warning to the Kingpin. Some of those knees looked like they might have been a little low. Hillbilly Tom. You got to give this country boy credit. He came here to wrestle. He's done a lot of mud wrestling back in Idaho. And this is the first time I'm sure he's really met anyone with the credentials of the Kingpin. Oh, nice hip toss. Sends the Kingpin down hard. Here's the count and the cover. Just a count of 1 again. Both wrestlers none have been able to receive higher than a count of 2. Paul Richards watches as both wrestlers now stagger to their feet. Both have obviously given it all they have, but they still have so much more in them. New England wrestlers are some of the strongest in the country. Ooh, and a big takedown by Hillbilly Tom. Only a count of 1 as has been the story throughout this match. Okay, nice whip by Hillbilly Tom. Sends Kingpin into the corner. Oh, and he greets him with a double kick. A double kick right to the chest of the Hillbilly. And another. And you can hear it from here. This capacity crowd heard it. Right to the midsection. On the middle rope. The Kingpin now. What's he going to do? Let's see. Hillbilly Tom, not really sure. Flying body head. Wow, that looked like 1, 2, 3. And that's all she wrote. The Kingpin, a flying... Unbelievable. The Kingpin drove his flying headbutt, and the Kingpin is going to be victorious. Let's go up to the ring for our official announcement.
wouldn't be able to hear my voice.
After the intermission,
To the cage.
Huh? Maybe I'll do the cage, but they won't hear the voice and be a sin. I feel bad.
I feel bad for you.
Microphone somewhere else. Go around. Hold the mic somewhere else.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for technical difficulties beyond our control. This is Paul Zine, primetime Paul Zine against Kid Carboni. Paul Zine now hard into it. Oh, and a big elbow by Kid Carboni sends Zine hard down. Primetime is down hard. Counter two. Oh, this match is nothing but action from the beginning. Kid Carboni is up. Paul Zine, primetime Paul Zine down on one knee. Now just starting to make it up. With me here at Mike's side is the current Northeast Wrestling Federation light heavyweight champion, Eric Sprazier. Eric, this is going to be a tremendous matchup. Currently these two men, the winner of this match will be the number one contender for the coveted light heavyweight championship belt. Oh.
See the power the man possesses? Look at that. I taught him everything he knows. The man is, look at it. Look at the physique. The physique on the man. That's it.
Eric Sprazier claiming to be the tutor of primetime Paul Zine, who now has a headlock on the Kid Carboni. Center ring, primetime now up on his knees. Headlock has Kid Carboni hard, sends him for the whip. Oh, and a big elbow sends Carboni hard down. Primetime looks like he's in tremendous shape. Eric Sprazier claiming to be the tutor of primetime Paul Zine.
The man, look at the man. The physique. We've been training every day in the gym for this match. I taught the man everything he knows.
Okay, now with the leg hold by Primetime. Oh, and an eye rake by Kid Carboni. He's from the Big Apple, New York City, and he eye raked him. Okay, now Paul Zine up on his feet. Primetime hard off of the ropes. And a shoulder body block sends Primetime down. Tremendous body block.
They look like they knocked heads there, Mr. TV announcer.
Dan Harlan is the name. We're at ringside with the light heavyweight champion, Eric Sprazier. And this is a tremendous matchup with Paul Zine against Kid Carboni. The winner will be the number one contender for the coveted light heavyweight Northeastern Championship belts. Oh, he drove that head down. What a maneuver. He just took his head and just drove it down. Okay. One knee headlock by Prime Time. Prime Time and Carboni.
Hey, doctor, why don't you get a good word with the doctor?
I am with the doctor, Dr. Red Dillinger, the manager of Prime Time, Paul Zine.
What do you think about my new man, Primetime Paul Zine?
Well, he's quite a protege, I have to admit that. The outcome, however, is going to be seen as what happens. Kid Carboni, a tough wrestler in his own right. Only a count of 2 on the cover by referee Paul Richard.
You know, it's my pleasure to be here next to the champ, Eric Sprazier, and he soon might be a member of my family, brother.
The voice of manager, Dr. Red Dillinger, manager Prime Time, Paul Zine. Now is he gonna work on those hamstrings? What's he gonna do? This capacity crowd, big foot to the knee midsection of Kid Carboni. Prime Time, Paul Zine.
It's also a pleasure, brother, to be here with Bull Montana.
With us at ringside, Bull Montana, former ICW wrestling star, timekeeper at the bell. Northeast Wrestling Federation continues to bring you the top wrestling stars locally, here from the northeastern part of the United States and from around the world. Paul Zine and Kid Carboni center ring. Paul Zine working on that leg of Kid Carboni.
The champ say some words. The man, see how he's just teasing. He's just teasing him. Look at him. Now we'll get him back. Oh, watch the hair, Paul. There we
Eric Sprazier never at a loss for words. In the meantime, Paul Zine scoops up Kid Carboni, throws him down hard, center of the match.
Get him!
Eric Sprazier yelling encouragement at ringside, and a big forearm takedown. And that's all she wrote. Paul Zine, under the tutelage of Eric Sprazier and his manager, Dr. Red Dillinger, is going to be victorious. Let's go up to ringside for the official announcement of this tremendous match.
We're right here. Oh yeah, you were right here with the ladies EPW champion. Can you believe it? She's right here at Revere TV, your source of community cable with who? The Boston bad boy, Rocky Raymond. That's right. Keep it tight. Keep it here each and every night on Wednesday nights. And Wednesday night we got all the time slots. What are they, Amber?
8 to 9.
That's right. And that's the legends of pro wrestling. And then from 9 to 10 we got what? Empire Pro Wrestling from 9 to 10, and we're doing it right here with who? The ladies EPW champion. Can you believe it? Wow. I mean, I'm just elated to have you here in Revere. I can't believe it. I touched that belt. It's unbelievable. You did a great job, and you're coming back right here. And we wanted to watch it with who? The ladies EPW champion. Tell them, Amber. Tell them.
Come down and see me retain this belt August 20th at the Marshfield Fair.
Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, back here at ringside in what is going to be, at the least, an incredible matchup as the champion is here, the light heavyweight champion Eric Sprazier, proudly displaying that Northeast Wrestling Federation light heavyweight championship belts. He has worn it for quite some time. Mr. Fabulous, though, is going to prove to be quite an opponent as he came in accompanied by his manager, the Peacemaster, and the guitar music played by the Peacemaster as Mr. Fabulous entered the ring. Eric Sprazier, the irresistible one. Big power hammer to the back of Mr. Fabulous. Sprazier wastes no time. Eric Sprazier, the champion, and he knows how to hold on to that belt, and he doesn't want to lose it. One of those wrestlers that is continually in the gym, continually working out, continually trying to better himself is the champion. He wants to keep that belt. Paul Zine, after his victory last match, will be the number one contender. And if you missed at the end of last match, Paul Zine was flattened by Eric Sprazier, who was with me at ringside. Sprazier came up into the ring after Zine was victorious and leveled him. And now I'm sure that's going to be quite a matchup when Paul Zine faces Eric Sprazier, should Sprazier be victorious. He first has to get by Mr. Fabulous, and that's going to be no easy task. We apologize for any technical difficulties we might have been having up to this point. Big scoop slam by Sprazier. Just a little exhibition of that strength. Many, many hours in the gym by Sprazier. Mr. Fabulous, though, is going to prove to be quite an opponent, and Sprazier can no way take him lightly. Now up on his feet as Sprazier had a handful of hair. Whip off the rope. Oh, nice body takedown. Nice maneuver. Oh, and Sprazier kicked out with those in the knees. He rang his bell. He rang Mr. Fabulous's bell with those knees. Now a headlock. Oh, and a nice hip toss takedown. Sprazier and Mr. Fabulous center ring. Eric Sprazier, the current Northeast Wrestling Federation lightweight champion, in action here tonight in front of this capacity crowd here at Annunciation Hall. Sprazier now up to his feet against the rope. Mr. Fabulous sends him for the ride, hot off the rope. Oh, and a big body block by Sprazier. Sprazier now across to the other side. Oh, and what a hip toss by Mr. Fabulous. Did you see that? He must have been up 3-4 feet as Sprazier outside the ring. Mr. Fabulous threw him off the rope, saw him coming, and sent him reeling. The champion now outside the ring. The music you hear in the background is played by the Peacemaster, the manager, Mr. Fabulous. Eric Sprazier taking some dislike to that music, breaking the concentration. He wants it to stop. Referee Paul Richard also telling him to stop, breaking the concentration of the champion, who is now back in the ring. Eric Sprazier might be a dirty champion, but he's a proud champion. He is not going to lose that belt no matter what it takes. Okay, center ring. Each wrestler calling each other on. Sprazier now, those tactics as he was going after the Peacemaster, manager of Mr. Fabulous. Sprazier with the side headlock and a quick elbow by Sprazier, and a good little uppercut sends Mr. Fabulous down to the mat hard. And now up on his knee, Sprazier, big leg up into that midsection, and another. Handful of hair by Sprazier. What's he gonna do now? Off the rope, sends him for the ride. A reversal by Mr. Fabulous. Sprazier hard, and an elbow levels him. The champion got leveled by a big elbow by Mr. Fabulous. Could this be the beginning of the end for Sprazier? A knee into the midsection hard, covering a count of Paul 2 by referee Paul Richard. Only a count of 2. Headlock applied by Mr. Fabulous now on the head of the irresistible one. Trying to get him up for that suplex. Looks like a side suplex. Sprazier forces him into the ropes. Oh, and Sprazier comes back with a knee into that abdominal and another. What's he gonna do now? Sends him for the whip. Both wrestlers make center ring. Flying body blast by Sprazier. 1, 2. Oh, and a counter 2. Flying body drop by Sprazier. I thought that was the end for Mr. Fabulous. He still has a lot left in him, obviously, as Sprazier now sends him to his feet and a quick left. And another left. The southpaw of Mr. Fabulous, and a big right to counter. Sends Sprazier down. 3 or 4 lefts and a big right to counter. Sprazier now slow to get up. Mr. Fabulous scoops up the champion and sends him down with a big body slam. And an elbow dropped on for good measure. Here's the cover. Count of 1, 2. Sprazier, though, able to kick out. This capacity crowd looks like they're rooting for Mr. Fabulous, and justly so. Eric Sprazier, the champion, not a popular wrestler here in Annunciation Hall in Rosendale. Here's the count. 1, 2. Oh, a leg. Eric Sprazier. He's really fast becoming a wily veteran of that ring, and he'll do whatever it takes to stay in the match He knew where he was at all times when he was being pinned and neatly put that leg up on the bottom rope. Okay, Mr. Fabulous working on Sprazier. Sends him for an Irish whip. Big Irish whip into the corner. Sprazier shoulder hard into the top turnbuckle. Mr. Fabulous got that arm and applies an elbow. Wrist lock applied by Mr. Fabulous and another good reverse takedown. And a leg drop, big leg drop. Mr. Fabulous on both knees now with an arm bar working on the champion, Eric Sprazier. Northeast Wrestling Federation continually to bring you the top wrestling stars locally here from New England and from around the world. We are with the champion, Eric Sprazier, and Mr. Fabulous in this light heavyweight title match here in Roslindale. Okay, now against the ropes. Sprazier sends him hard on the ropes and picks him up. What's he gonna do? Look like he's going for the backbreaker. Oh, and a big atomic body slam by Sprazier. Power slam. Mr. Fabulous squinting. What's Sprazier gonna do? Heading to the turnbuckles. Up on that top rope. Eric Sprazier high above this crowd. Drops that elbow down. Tremendous. Here's the count. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. Eric Sprazier will remain light heavyweight champion with a great display of wrestling here in Roslindale. Let's go up to the ring for our official announcement.
TV, your source of community cable. That's right. So watch it right here each and every week. That's right, with Rocky Raymond, the Boston Bad Boy. We're on Wednesday nights. You know that already. 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Then we're on Saturdays. Loop it all over again on the afternoon. And if you're in Saugus, you can watch us from 8 to 9, 9 to 10 as well. Or 9 to 10, 10 to 11. I don't know, whatever it is. But it's one of those two. And I know we're going to be back at you right here with some great, great shows. We got some great things coming up. We just did the Real World. We just did the Alligator Farms in Florida, the Alligator Wrestling. And then we're going to show you the history of the New England Championship coming up, as well as some of the other great things that we did, whether it be the Fireball match with the Dungeon Master, whether it be that big Ferris wheel fight with that ignorant nephew of mine, Eric Sprazier, you know, that ignorant Revere person. That's right. Well, what are you going to do? Things happen. They go bad, and then they go sour, and then you know what? I give you one of these in the mouth. That's what I do. And then one of the great other things that we had on, then we got all the great matches from Thompson Speedway, whether it be the Russian coming off with the big flag and all the great things, but you're going to see it, the different things that happen here at Empire Pro Wrestling. The greatest independent wrestling show right here from your source of community cable, Revere TV, with who? The Boston Bad Boy. So don't forget it. Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Probably something that you'll only see once in a lifetime. A double steel cage match. 2 back-to-back tremendous matches, both inside the steel cage here at Annunciation Hall. This capacity crowd primed and ready as Savannah Souza, who was accompanied by the retaining light heavyweight champion Eric Sprazier,
Irresistible Eric Spracher, baby.
Who is with me here at ringside and making his presence known. You can feel the excitement rippling through the arena as the Dungeon Master is here from the Palace of Pain, well over 300 pounds. This should be a tremendous grudge match as Sylvana Souza faces the Dungeon Master inside the steel cage. Hang on to your tray tables, boys and girls. This is going to be an incredible matchup. Let's get a word from Eric Spracher, who led Sylvana Souza into the ring. The Dungeon Master, meantime, making his presence known right here at our table. Eric Spracher, your association, if you will, with Sylvana Souza.
That is none of your business.
What we are going to see now is the Dungeon Master and Sylvana Souza. The winner can only be victorious by climbing over the 6-foot high fencing of the steel cage or by leaving through the door. The first person to leave through the door is victorious. Sylvana Souza and the Dungeon Master now. Big whip. Dr. Red Dillinger also accompanied Souza in.
Look at the spikes. See the spikes on this master? That is not a wrestling match. They're in with a steel cage already, and this guy needs the spikes.
The Dungeon Master, familiar material on his arms and head, that black laden spiked clothing that the Dungeon Master wears, the hooded Dungeon Master. The bitch on the outside with the whip, motioning to the Dungeon Master as Sylvana Souza against the middle rope and the Dungeon Master working on the forehead of Souza.
Mr. TV and up. Whoa! Oh, my.
What we just witnessed was Sylvana Souza hard up against the fencing right in front of us. The steel cage as Sylvana Souza, blood profusely from the forehead already as the Dungeon Master has gushed open a gash inside that forehead of Sylvana Souza. Dr. Red Dillinger motioning to Eric Spracher as Sylvana Souza, a bloodied mess early in this steel cage match. The Dungeon Master just now beginning to remove some of that devil-laden equipment.
It's about time he took those spikes off. He's been through this halfway through the match, and he has the spikes on.
Light heavyweight champion Eric Spracher. I've just received word that it has been signed. The next match for the light heavyweight championship, pitting #1 contender, primetime Paul Zine, against the light heavyweight champion Eric Spracher. I've gotten word, rumors that match has been signed. In the meantime, in the steel cage, it's the Dungeon Master applying a big power hammer to the chest of Sylvana Souza. Bloodied Souza on both knees as the Dungeon Master stalking. The way I feel, anyone who can sign a match with the Dungeon Master is capable of beating him. Sylvana Souza, however, a bloodied mess, and the only way that he appears he can beat him is to apply illegal blows, somewhat just like he had just did.
That was not a legal blow. He hit him right here on the thigh. It was not a legal blow.
Well, that's up for opinion. In the meantime, the Dungeon Master down. Souza hovering over him and applying a big boot to that shoulder area of the Dungeon Master. Souza staggered and bloodied. The Dungeon Master down. It's not too often you see the Dungeon Master down. He methodically disposes of any opponent he faces, but at this time, a bloodied Souza somehow finding the fortitude within himself to take care of the Dungeon Master, but the Dungeon Master now, what's he gonna do?
Hey, don't you do that.
Eric Spracher motioning to the Dungeon Master. Oh, Spracher, who led Souza into the steel cage, now motioning against the Dungeon Master as Sylvana Souza, bloodied mess, is facing the Dungeon Master in front of this capacity crowd here in Roslindale. Dungeon Master continuing to work on that forehead of Souza, a bloodied mess, and now he's biting. Look at this. He is biting the forehead of Sylvana Souza, a bloodied mess, and spitting out the blood. Did you ever see such a display?
Look at this. He's biting the man. He's already busted open. I don't believe it. Look at him.
Well,
Disgrace to professional wrestling. That's what he is.
Eric Spracher stating his opinion here by the steel cage of Sylvana Souza. Blood continually gushing from the forehead as the Dungeon Master.
Hold on, baby. I got something for Souza right now, baby.
Bad boy Rocky Raymond with me.
Dungeon, we got something for you, baby.
Rocky Raymond appears to have the belt that Sylvana Souza damaged in a recent match in Malden. What's former Playboy, now bad boy Rocky Raymond doing with that belt? In the meantime, inside the square circle, Savannah Souza. Rocky throws Souza the belt. Rocky throws Souza the belt. No, I'm sorry, it's for the Dungeon Master. Rocky threw the belt to the Dungeon Master. That Souza damaged an Irach and Malden. And now the Dungeon Master's using it against Souza. Rocky obviously threw that belt to the Dungeon Master in an effort to use it against Souza after Souza so badly damaged that belt in a recent match in Malden. I thought at first he was giving it to Savannah Souza. Boy, was I ever wrong. In the meantime, the Dungeon Master doing just what Rocky intended, the bad boy, giving it to one bad man. The heavyweight championship belt being beaten into the head of Savannah Souza. The Dungeon Master and Savannah Souza staging a war here inside this steel cage. The first man over the steel cage or through the door is victorious. Eric Sprazier with me here at ringside in Rosendale as the Dungeon Master and Savannah Souza.
That's it! Woo!
Eric Sprazier claiming his pleasure as the Souza, even though a bloody mess, still has something left in him.
There we go! Hit him!
I'll have to state it again. Anyone with the courage to sign a match in a steel cage with the Dungeon Master is capable of beating the Dungeon Master. And Savannah Souza seems just that. Some of the blood from Souza's forehead now appearing onto the Dungeon Master. Souza continuously a bloody mess, blood gushing from that forehead. Eric Sprazier, the light heavyweight champion, motioning to Souza to come toward that door. He's trying to come to that door. What's it gonna be? Oh, and the bitch, did you see that? The bitch slammed it and kept Souza in. And the Dungeon Master is over and is gonna be victorious. Souza would have won if it wasn't for the bitch with that whip closing the door on the head of Savannah Souza just as he was about to make his entrance. In the meantime, the Dungeon Master scaled the 6-foot-high steel cage and is gonna be victorious here in Rosendale. Tremendous matchup. Oh, Savannah Souza, a bloodied mess, yet valiantly almost won this match if it wasn't for the assistance, the outside assistance of the bitch as she helped the Dungeon Master to win this steel cage match. And you gotta give some credit, if you want to call it that, to the bad boy. The bad boy, Playboy Rocky Raymond, former Playboy, I'm sorry. Now he's a bad boy and the worst if possible. He took his belt that Souza battered and beat up in Malden, threw it to the aid of the Dungeon Master, who then used it to further beat the head of Savannah Souza. The Dungeon Master, in the meantime, making his way around the ring here in Rosendale. For so long, we have known him as the Playboy. Erroneously, I might have called him that. He is no longer the Playboy. He is now the Boston bad boy, Rocky Raymond, as he threw the Dungeon Master the belt. How much of a factor it was in winning, we don't know. Souza was already bloodied at that time. In the meantime, it was the bitch who was the main factor, as Souza appeared to be heading through that door, appeared to possibly have the match won. But the bitch closed that door and shut out the hopes of Savannah Souza for a victory in this steel cage. In the meantime, the Dungeon Master still is not about to leave. Adding insult to injury, pointing at a bloodied Savannah Souza. He's going to need at least 8, 10, maybe 12 stitches to close that gash. Unbelievable, tremendous matchup. Tremendous with a capital T anytime the Dungeon Master steps inside that steel cage. Savannah Souza still slowly trying to make his way out. Eric Sprazier in the ring with him, trying to add what comfort he can to a bloodied Souza. And in the meantime, the Dungeon Master has left his mark on Savannah Souza and this crowd in Rosendale with a big victory inside the steel cage. Accompanying the Dungeon Master, as always, in addition to the bitch, is Dr. Red Dillinger. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We got another steel cage match, if you're ready for it, coming up.
Someone with the living legend, Bruno Sammartino. It's me, it's BBB, the only man that can bring the oldest, the best, the foundation of professional wrestling to Boston. Here he is, the living legend, Bruno. Tell him a couple of words in Italian, Bruno.
Well, a tutti voi cari paesani di qui di Boston, sono tanto contento di trovarmi qui in Boston, vi saluto a tutti e vi ringrazio sempre per tutti gli anni fa che mi avete dato tanto il coraggio e il supporto qui a Boston.
And remember to watch Empire Pro Wrestling, the best of the best. The living legend's going to be there. The interview's coming. Watch it from 10 to 11 on the Great 8 with who? The living legend.
Well, thank you, Rocky. Looking forward to it.
The best there is. Bruno Sammartino, be there.
She has no factor except she. Did you see it? Because I seen it with my own two eyes. I'm sorry. Listen to me.
What I see now is the Boston Bad Boys entering the ring against the Mad Russians. Awesome Al, Bad Boy Rocky's new protege. And talk about hours in the gym. You're talking about two mighty, powerful individuals that these Russians are going to face. And they're big. And here we go with the action right away. Oh, closing the steel cage on Big Al, the steel cage door. Rocky in there alone, the Bad Boy Rocky Raymond against the Mad Russians. Oh, and a tremendous clothesline. Rocky Raymond, the Bad Boy, got a tremendous double clothesline from the Mad Russians. Now here they go with a double bulldog off the top into the steel cage. Awesome Al in there, trying to clean house. He wasn't able to get in due to the fact that the Russians slammed the door on him. Unbelievable action in a tag team steel cage match. Awesome Al came into the rescue of the Bad Boy Rocky Raymond. Bad Boy Awesome Al, and he is awesome at over 300 pounds. These Russians, though, they look vicious, and the Bad Boys have got to be on their toes every second when you're in the steel cage. Once again, I just received word that it has been signed. Number one contender Paul Zine has just inked a contract to defend his number one contendership and quest for the light heavyweight championship belt against Eric Sprazier. Bull Montana, the referee, is outside. Referee Paul Richard trying to maintain some order. Bull Montana got forced outside the ring during my comments about the light heavyweight match coming up. In the meantime, the steel cage match between the Bad Boys and Russians is in full force. Rocky Raymond, a bloody gash from that forehead, as the Russians have already inflicted punishment on one of the Bad Boys. Big Al, Awesome Al, handling one Russian and sending him hard against that steel fencing. In the meantime, Bad Boy Rocky Raymond trying to work off that mask, trying to get at one of the Mad Russians. Unbelievable action. Rocky Raymond and the Bad Boy Awful Al, Awesome Al, some call him.
I say we call them the Fat Boys, because look at them. Well over 300 pounds, nothing but all fat.
Lightweight champion Eric Sprazier never had a loss for words. In the meantime, with the tag team championship belts at ringside, both wrestlers, both Bad Boys, favorites to take this match. But right now, it's Rocky Raymond taking things into his own hands as he applies a big leg drop to the chest of one of the Mad Russians. Awesome Al, big forearm smash. Okay, Rocky now driving one Russian into the steel caging as Awesome Al does the same thing with another Russian with a hot Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Rocky continually sending the Russian into that steel fencing.
Hey, it's the TV announcer. Do you see the taped fist right there? Look at it. Can you see it between these fat blimps?
Some question the champion Eric Sprazier pointing to a taped wrist. What that could mean will be foreseen. However, in the meantime, right in front of us, Awesome Al getting raked by one of the Mad Russians. In the meantime, Rocky Raymond trying to make his way out, but the Mad Russian is going to have something to say about that. Rocky Raymond high up on top of the top turnbuckle, trying to make his way out. The Russian, however, throwing southpaw lefts. Awesome Al also down. Rocky, however, kicked away. Rocky on top of that top turnbuckle. What's he going to do? A bloodied Rocky Raymond. I'm not really sure where he is. Rocky bloodied up on top of that thing, trying to make his way out from the top of the steel cage, but the Russian quick to grab him back in. In the meantime, Awesome Al taking a beating from the other Mad Russian on the other side. Tremendous action here in Rosendale in front of this capacity crowd. Double steel cage match, I'd have to say, with a capital D. And the Mad Russian from the turnbuckle down hard. Eric Sprazier does not like what he sees. Big whip off to the ropes by Awesome Al. Oh, and a tremendous hangman clothesline. Atomic clothesline. In the meantime, on top of the turnbuckle, Eric Sprazier has pointed out that Rocky Raymond and the Mad Russian still battling it out on top of the third rope turnbuckle. Awesome Al and the one Mad Russian in the center ring. Blood is on the arm of one of the Mad Russian and all over the forehead. Okay, the Mad Russian now going to work. There. He took off the mask of the Mad Russian. He revealed it. Bad boy Rocky Raymond is the uncle of Eric Sprazier. I inadvertently thought he was rooting for the Mad Russians, but Eric Sprazier has confused me on that issue. However, he is the uncle of the lightweight champion Eric Sprazier. Rocky Raymond. Oh, big takedown. What a maneuver by the bad boy Rocky Raymond. It was a flying clothesline. Took down that unmasked Russian. We still don't know who it is. One of the Russians unmasked. Rocky was able to get off that mask and reveal his identity.
Which Russian is which? That Russian number one right there. Look at his poor arm.
Sprazier commenting as to which Russian is which. It doesn't matter. The bad boys know, and they're being bad at the least.
If I was in there, he would never get me in that hold right there because I'm just too quick and I'm too good and I'm too good looking. That's reason number one.
Eric Sprazier again never at a loss for words. In the meantime, action continues inside the steel cage. Each Russian is down. One is unmasked. Rocky, a bloody miss, methodically, continually jamming that head of one of the Mad Russians into the fencing. He is the unmasked one, and Rocky is working on him in the meantime. Awesome Al, wringing his forehead of sweat onto the Mad Russian. Bloodied. We don't know if that's self-inflicted or blood from Rocky. What's gonna do? The bad boys ring heads at center ring. Aaron Rosendale in the steel cage. Rocky's new protege, Awesome Al, and the bad boy Rocky Raymond in control of the match at this point inside the steel cage. Rocky making a motion to go out that door, the first one out. Obviously victorious. Rocky one leg out. The Mad Russian, though, able to keep Rocky from leaving, retaining Rocky inside the ring. Rocky had one leg out and seemed for sure that he would be able to escape the victory. In the meantime, the uncle of lightweight champion Eric Sprazier in front of us, southpawing leaps into that midsection.
I'm getting very bored here.
Boring is hardly the word I'm sure anyone here in this capacity crowd has in mind, as this match has been exciting with a capital E. The bad boys against the Mad Russians. Eric Sprazier at ringside with me. Big body slam by Awesome Al and a big flying body cover. Awesome Al trying to make his way out, and that is going to be it. Awesome Al is able to make his way out of the steel cage. In the meantime, once again on top of the top rope, tremendous maneuver by Rocky Raymond as he sent the unmasked Mad Russian flying from the turnbuckle to somersault. In any event, the Boston Bad Boys are going to be victorious here in the steel cage. A tremendous display of rushing prowess and ability. The Boston Bad Boys, Awesome Al and Bad Boy Rocky Raymond.
Two predictions I made and they both failed.
Eric Sprazier not happy with the results. In the meantime, the Boston Bad Boys victorious here in the steel cage, and now holding up the Tag Team Championship belts. Northeast Heavyweight Championship Tag Team Champions, Bad Boy Rocky Raymond and Bad Boy Awesome Al. In the meantime, the Mad Russians